Hi, my name is Eric DeVries, dental CPA and founder of ForSaleByDentist.com. In this video, we're going to talk about contacting the seller. So hopefully now you've done your pre-part where you've figured out what city you want to be in. You figured out what type of practice you want to be in. You figured out how many ops is your ideal situation. You've talked with a bank and figured out what your production is, what you can afford, what your parameters are for success. So you've got this mental picture of what you're looking for, and you found it. So now you've got the seller information, the contact information. What do we do now? So the first thing is, if it's in your strike zone, you want to call this person right away. Okay, so let's contact the seller right away. If it is a broker listing, you're going to want to call that broker and tell him or her that you're super excited, you've done your homework, you are an active buyer, you are ready to go, you're excited, I want more information about this. Hopefully it's a new listing and he or she can put you in touch with the seller and move forward from that point. If that you don't get a response from the broker, as we said earlier, sometimes once the seller has a buyer, the other buyers, just all kind of stack up and get lumped together, unfortunately, even if your second is the same as being 10th sometimes. And if that's the case, which happens quite frequently, you want to keep calling the broker until you actually get him or her on the line and say, I understand that you're priority working with somebody, I'm pre-approved, I'm ready to go, I would love to be in second position if this deal falls apart. That shows the broker you're serious, you're not just a tire kicker, and that's who they want to work with, somebody that is ready to go. You would also probably want to tell the broker that, if something else comes along, if there's another listing, if he or she knows of another opportunity, please keep me in mind. So that's what you want to do on a broker deal. If you've got the information on the seller and it's a doctor-to-doctor transaction, what probably will happen next then is you get that information, you're going to be asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Which broker or non-broker, it's the same thing. You want to sign those non-disclosures, which works both ways for the seller and the buyer. So that's very important. Please treat those as they are to be treated, as a real document. Confidentiality, please keep that in mind. It's a very big deal on both sides. So you sign the non-disclosure agreement, then you will get what's called a practice profile, which will have a 3 or 4 page document. It tells you a little bit about the practice in more detail. And then there'll be some data behind it, some financial statements, some profitability, some cash flow projections, things like that. You're probably going to want to get a dental CPA involved to help you review those numbers to see if they make sense to your particular needs. Now, the broker will help you with that as well. You always want to have your own representation, but yes, you definitely want to have somebody else help you look at those documents. So once you have a good feeling about this, because remember, you already did your homework, you're already ready, you're excited, this is the strike box, this is it, you call them, you get in touch with them, they give you that packet, you review the packet, and then you're going to want to act quickly. You want to call them back and say, I would like to move forward. And the way you move forward is an LOI, a letter of intent. We'll get into that later, but it's a non-binding agreement that basically puts you in front of the doctor. You agree to certain things, the doctor agrees to certain things. It's a spirit of the deal. And when you do that, it basically puts the buyer and the seller together to work out a deal. The due diligence phase where you can look at extra tax returns and make an informed decision, but it pretty much puts 1 and 2 together. That is the process in the early stages. So good luck. Hopefully this is in your strike box. Hopefully you get in touch with the seller and you can get that data, review it, and then move forward to the next step, which we will walk you through when the time comes. Good luck, and yeah, we'll be in touch.